I believe that everybody who follows me on Twitter will know that I am a big fan of Twitter drama. And I'm not talking just senseless YouTube drama. That is not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is political drama. Because why not? The thing is, I love debating. I love exchanging my opinions. I love talking to people about serious stuff. But it's a very rare occasion you can find a reasonable person to debate with. Because most people live in echo chambers in which they don't question stuff, and everybody who disagrees is automatically wrong. Is automatically a communist, a Nazi, a fascist, an anarchist. I have been called all of these. Seriously, I have been called a communist and a fascist, which I find hilarious, but that is what happens when you talk with people who are extremely on the left or consider themselves to be extremely on the left and extremely on the right. And honestly, some people ask me, what's the point of even debating with people like that? Well, if you actually wanna learn something, those are the kind of people you need to debate. I mean, okay, if there is a reasonable person to debate with that doesn't agree with you, that's useful as hell. But if there is a person who is a fanatic, like you can't describe it any other way, just a fanatic, and that person doesn't acknowledge facts, they are just right about everything, no questions asked, and they start to insult you. Those are the kind of conversations I love. Because they let me be sarcastic as fuck, they let me put in my views. I mean, I do like when my views are challenged. That's what I said, that if you find somebody who's actually willing to debate, that is awesome. If they know how to debate. If they just start going after you personally, calling you an idiot, calling you an ass kisser, um, yeah, that basically means you want to debate because that person is unable to debate with facts. I just learned not to let them provoke me. So, instead of insulting them back like they would expect to, I just start asking more questions and then I get blocked. Or reported to Twitter, which I believe happened recently because today my Twitter is just acting weird. I can't comment on some stuff, I can't like some stuff, and it's not just one person, so one person definitely blocked me, but there was more people that I couldn't interact with. So yeah, that's kind of weird. But I mean, that's the power of a debate. If you are a willing participant of a civil debate, you can learn stuff. If you debate people that are idiots like that, you get a laugh or two out of it, which is also good. I just find it, well, hilarious that it's such a small margin of people, especially online, that are willing to debate. People obviously have that fiction in their head that they have to be right and that they are always right. And that is moronic. Nobody is always right. As a matter of fact, most people are almost never right. So why the hell would I cling to being right if I can't prove it? And if you're convinced that something is true, you should at least be able to explain why in a civil manner. If you aren't able to do that, well, then you're just a fanatic. Then you're basically SS. I know that was a hard comparison, but honestly, I don't care. People who can't prove their viewpoints, when confronted with facts, are basically SS divisions. And I don't care if they're on the left, if they're on the right, they're fanatics, they're dangerous. And debating with dangerous people might stop other people from listening to them. Because, let's take a hypothetical idea. Let's say I debate someone who is far right, Nazi ideology and everything. How would I prove him wrong? With a simple fact. Nazism puts state in front of an individual, which is a completely wrong concept in my idea, because the state needs to provide safety and some other things to its citizens. State is a service to the citizens. Citizens aren't laborers of the state. So yeah, that is my main argument against Nazism, and I'm not gonna talk about history and everything. Yes, I know what Second World War was. I know what different regimes did in that time. That's not the point. I'm talking about the ideological point here. Because you can, if you just have a blank slate, you don't know what Nazism is, you don't know what communism is, you don't know what democracy is. I can find good and bad things in all of them. Democracy has bad sides. I mean, that's the allegory with the dentist and the candy salesman. Dentist tells you eat less candy because it will rot in your teeth. The candy salesman, in his campaign, says that the dentist wants to deny you your right on treats. Wants to control what you eat. And who's gonna get elected? The candy salesman. And people's teeth are gonna rot. I mean, that's a very simplified story you can tell children on why democracy can be problematic if not done right. And yes, I know that it is a problem, but it's a problem that is easy to mitigate. Problems with fascism and communism are in their core ideas, which I'm not gonna go into now. If anybody wants to see that video, just let me know in the comments. I have nothing against making it. But yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to make a video because I find it hilarious. Seriously, hilarious. That people can just slide into extreme, claim that they are communist, anarchist, doesn't matter what, and they don't even know the definition of it. And on internet especially, nobody wants to debate. Well, if you want an echo chamber, I'm just gonna close you in a, I don't know, 10 by 10 metal box and just toss you into the ocean. Nobody's gonna hear you scream in the echo chamber.